Hey everybody, just a real quick video showing some ducking techniques in Adobe Premiere for mixing music with voiceover. So the first technique is one everybody knows. It's just using keyframes. Very simple. You have complete control over when your volume change starts, when it ends, you're just writing it manually. Here's a voiceover that's not about anything. I'm just talking so that I have something to demonstrate. There it is. The next one is a different technique that I've been playing around with and I kind of like. In this case, I've taken this clip, I've made a cut in the music bed underneath my voiceover, and I've come up here to Effect Controls and I've added a parametric equalizer to just that region underneath the voiceover, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here you can see I've used the high shelf filter to cut out about 6 dB on the high end of the song. So if I mute, let me play it for you with the voiceover muted first so you can kind of hear the effect. So it's just rolling off the high end, and what that does is it really lets the voiceover, the presence part of the voiceover. Obviously, the voiceover has low frequency content too, but it lets those higher frequencies come through. But the cool thing is that the bass is still there. So the energy of the track is kind of maintained even though we're making room for the voiceover. So here they are together. Here's a voiceover that's not about anything. I'm just talking so that I have something to demonstrate. And then you just use a crossfade between the track, it's just raw, your EQ'd clip, and then back out. Also in the EQ, I am doing a little bit of a duck, just overall volume, 2 dB. So it's not enough to you don't really sense the volume changing. Compare it to this. Here's a voiceover. Sorry. Here's a voiceover. The volume really shifts and it really becomes less musically energetic and more just really emphasizing the voice. So yeah, playing around with that. It's interesting to just set up your EQ and let that do the work for you too. You can set a little bit of a cut. You pick how much of the high end you're taking out, and yeah, I think it works well. Okay, the third technique is a variation on the first technique using keyframes, but in this case, we kind of automate it and we let Premiere do it for us. So what you're going to need to do is have the Essential Sound panel open, and then you're going to select your clips. In this case, so we would select all these. We're going to say those are dialogue clips. I don't think we got that one. Dialogue. And then we're going to select our music clips, and we're going to say those are music. And then with music clips selected, we're going to turn on ducking. And you have some controls here. Let's just generate keyframes just to get a rough idea of what this will do. Here's a voiceover that's not about anything. So not bad. Maybe probably quicker than putting keyframes in ourselves, but to me it's a little loose. I like to see that fade a lot closer to the voiceover. I like the fade to be shorter. Let's say 250. And I think the fade doesn't need to come down that much, maybe -9. And so the nice thing is you can play around with your settings and just hit generate keyframes again, and it overwrites whatever keyframes are there. So that's a good thing to remember if you've written other volume envelope automation with keyframes in your track. You're going to overwrite those. So you might want to do this first, and then based on those keyframes, once it's blending with the voiceover, okay, then go to mixing the music, any volume rides that you would do there. Let's see how this sounds. Here's a voiceover that's not about anything. I'm just, yeah, I think that's great. I have something to demonstrate. Yeah, not bad. So there are 3 techniques that hopefully will speed up your workflow with audio in Premiere.